Let me ask you something real quick. Have you noticed how, as the years go by, some men over 60 suddenly can't get a full night's sleep anymore? They toss, they turn, and then again, they get up, sometimes 3, 4, even 5 times just to use the bathroom. At first, you might brush it off thinking, well, that's just part of getting older. But what if I told you there's more to the story? What if I told you that something as small and ordinary as the snack sitting in your pantry, the nut you grab while watching TV or sprinkle over your food, could actually be fueling that problem and making your prostate grow faster? Now, pause for a second and think about what that really means. Prostate health isn't just about the bathroom. It's about your comfort. It's about your dignity. It's about being able to sleep peacefully through the night without interruptions. And it's about your relationships too, because let's be honest, when you're restless and frustrated every night, the people around you feel it too. Here's the truth. There's one nut, a very common nut, that men over 60 should think twice about. And if you've been eating it, even believing it was good for your health, you might be unknowingly making things harder for yourself. That's why I want you to stay with me, because in this video I'm going to show you the worst nut that makes your prostate grow, explain the science behind it in simple terms, and share a few powerful steps you can take today to protect yourself. And here's the thing, at the very end I'll also reveal a practical tip that most men completely overlook, but it could make all the difference in how you feel day to day. So here's what I want you to do. If you truly care about keeping your body strong and your health in check after 60, drop a quick comment right now and type, "Prostate Health Matters." Let me know you're here, let me know you're paying attention. And while you're at it, hit that subscribe button to join our family here at Elderly Advice for Life, where we share simple, honest, and practical health advice that every senior deserves. Now let's take a moment and picture this. Imagine an elderly father, a man who, not too long ago, could lie down at night, close his eyes, and sleep straight through until morning. No interruptions. No discomfort. Just peaceful, solid rest. But slowly things begin to change. One night he gets up once. A few weeks later it's 2 times. And before long he's waking up 5 times in a single night just to shuffle back and forth to the bathroom. His family sees it happening and shrugs it off. They say, well, that's just old age. It happens to every man. But here's the part most people don't realize, it isn't just age. It's actually the prostate, a small gland pressing on the bladder, forcing him to go, even when the bladder isn't truly full. And let's be clear, this isn't just an inconvenience. When your sleep is broken that many times every night, it wears on you. Your body doesn't get the rest it needs. Your mind feels foggy during the day. Your energy drops. Even your mood and patience begin to change. And over time, what seems like a minor annoyance can snowball into something that impacts every corner of your life. Here's the science in simple words. As men age, the prostate naturally begins to enlarge. That's common. But what most people don't know is that certain foods we think are harmless, even healthy, can actually speed up that growth. And when the prostate grows too large, it creates real problems. Constant urges to urinate, interrupted sleep, difficulty starting or maintaining a steady flow. And in more severe cases, it can even lead to infections or long-term urinary complications. Now here's the big misconception. Most people believe prostate problems are inevitable. They think it's something every man must face and there's nothing you can do about it. But the truth is, diet plays a surprisingly large role. What you eat every single day can either slow the growth of the prostate, or silently make it worse. That's why making small changes really matters. You don't have to overhaul your entire life. Sometimes it's as simple as avoiding one specific nut, the very nut that many men eat regularly without realizing the effect it could be having on their prostate. Just that one adjustment can ease the pressure, support better sleep, and bring comfort back into your daily routine. So here's the question, what is this nut and why is it so harmful? Let's find out, so let's get straight to it. The nut I'm talking about, the one that so many men snack on without giving it a second thought, is the peanut. Yes, peanuts. They're cheap, they're everywhere, and they've been marketed as a quick source of protein for decades. But here's the problem. When it comes to prostate health, peanuts can quietly be working against you. Peanuts are not actually true nuts. They're legumes, and they come with a hidden downside. They're often high in omega-6 fatty acids, the type of fat that, when eaten in excess, can drive up inflammation in the body. And inflammation is the enemy of prostate health. But it doesn't stop there. Peanuts are also prone to harboring something called aflatoxins, mold toxins that can form during storage. These toxins don't just sit quietly in your system. They increase oxidative stress and inflammation. And guess where that stress and inflammation tend to show up? Right in the prostate. Now here's where many people get it wrong. You've probably heard health experts say, eat nuts for your heart, eat nuts for your brain. And that's true for certain nuts. Almonds, walnuts, pistachios, they have compounds that can actually support your body. But peanuts are different. They don't deliver the same benefits, and in large amounts they may end up being risky for men over 60. And I want you to think about how common peanuts are. They're in peanut butter. They're in roasted snack packs. They're in sauces. For some men, peanuts are a daily habit, not just an occasional treat. And if you're already struggling with prostate symptoms, frequent bathroom trips, poor sleep, or discomfort, this daily habit could be adding fuel to the fire without you even realizing it. The good news is you don't have to give up snacking altogether. There are better choices out there. Walnuts, for example, are rich in omega-3s, which help reduce inflammation. Pumpkin seeds are packed with zinc, a mineral that directly supports prostate health. Even almonds, eaten in moderation, can be a safe and nutritious option. So instead of reaching for a handful of peanuts, try swapping them for these prostate-friendly alternatives. It's a simple switch, but it can have a real impact on how you feel. Now, avoiding peanuts is one step, but here's the bigger picture. Even small daily habits, the ones you don't think twice about, can silently make prostate problems worse. And that's exactly what we're going to talk about next. Now let's bring this closer to home. Picture this. Grandpa finishes dinner, settles into his favorite chair, turns on the evening news, and without thinking he grabs a small bowl of peanuts. It's his little routine, something he's done for years. It seems harmless, almost comforting. But here's the catch. What feels like a simple evening habit could quietly be fueling inflammation in his prostate night after night. You see, the body doesn't just react to one meal, it reacts to what you do consistently. A handful of peanuts today, another handful tomorrow, and before long, the body is being fed a steady supply of fats and compounds that encourage inflammation. And the prostate, being such a sensitive gland, feels that stress directly. The result? Faster growth, more pressure on the bladder, and even more of those frustrating bathroom trips that rob men of their rest. Here's where many families make a mistake. They think, it's plant-based so it must be good. We've all heard that, haven't we? If it's not fried chicken or greasy pizza, then surely it's safe. But that's not always true. Just because something grows from the ground doesn't mean it supports your body in every way. Some plant-based foods, like peanuts, can still cause problems if they're eaten in excess, especially for men already vulnerable to prostate issues. And here's the reality, it's rarely about one big decision. It's the small, repeated choices that add up. That evening snack. That midnight bite. That handful here and there. Over time, these little moments can shape your health in ways you may not notice until the symptoms become impossible to ignore. But here's the good news, balance is the key. You don't have to give up all your favorite foods forever. You can still enjoy nuts, but the trick is choosing the right ones, enjoying them in moderation, and supporting your body in other ways too. Drink more water. Add more fiber from vegetables and whole grains. And yes, move your body, walk, stretch, keep the blood flowing. These small shifts give your prostate less reason to swell and more reason to stay calm. And yet, beyond the food, beyond the habits, there's another layer to this story. A deeper, emotional side that families don't always talk about. And that's where we're headed next. Now, let's step away from the science for a moment and look at the human side of this problem. Picture an elderly man, maybe a father, maybe a grandfather, maybe even you. He's embarrassed to admit what's really going on. He doesn't talk about the constant bathroom trips, the sleepless nights, or the discomfort he feels. Instead, he keeps it quiet. He starts turning down invitations to dinners, family gatherings, or outings with friends, because deep down he's worried. He's afraid of being caught in the middle of a conversation and suddenly needing the restroom. Slowly, without anyone noticing, his world shrinks. This is the part of prostate problems that rarely gets discussed. It's not just about the physical strain on the body, it's the weight it puts on the mind. The loss of confidence. The quiet frustration. Even the feeling of being less connected to loved ones. And relationships suffer too, because when a man doesn't sleep well, when he's always tired, when he's distracted by discomfort, it changes how he interacts with the people around him. Too often men suffer in silence. They think, well, I'm too old to do anything about it now. It's too late to change. But that's simply not true. Even small shifts, something as simple as cutting back on the wrong foods or swapping peanuts for walnuts, can bring real relief. It may not reverse everything overnight, but it can ease the burden and give back some comfort. And this is where family plays such a powerful role. Encouraging open conversations can make all the difference. Remind your loved ones that they don't have to face it alone. Offer healthier alternatives at family meals. Create an environment where talking about these issues isn't embarrassing but normal, just another part of caring for each other. And that brings us to the bigger picture, how to move from fear to preparedness. Because here's the truth, prostate problems don't have to mean the end of comfort or dignity. Instead of feeling trapped by age, imagine feeling empowered. Imagine knowing exactly which foods to avoid, which foods to embrace, and which habits make the biggest difference. Imagine feeling in control again, not at the mercy of your body. Science makes it clear your lifestyle matters. What you eat, how much water you drink, and how much you move your body all directly affect prostate size and comfort. This isn't about giving up everything you love. It's not about saying goodbye to your favorite meals forever. It's about balance. It's about moderation. It's about making wiser swaps, like trading peanuts for pumpkin seeds or walnuts. It's about cutting back on what fuels inflammation and leaning into what supports healing. And don't forget the importance of regular checkups. Prevention is always easier than treatment. A simple conversation with your doctor can help catch problems early, before they become too overwhelming. So, when you think about it, you're not powerless at all. You have choices. You have tools. And every small step you take adds up to a healthier, more comfortable life. Watching a loved one struggle with prostate issues is not easy. You see the tiredness in their eyes, you notice the way they avoid long car rides or gatherings, and you can feel the frustration in the silence. For some families, it's heartbreaking to realize how much this one issue can affect daily life. But here's the thing, ignoring the signs doesn't make them go away. Pretending it's just old age, pretending it's nothing serious, only makes the burden heavier, both for the man going through it and for the people who love him. But let's shift the way we think about this. Instead of seeing prostate growth as a curse that comes with age, look at it as a signal, a call to pay attention, to take charge, and to make choices that protect your health. Every bite you take, every drink of water, every step you walk, these are chances to push back, to slow things down, to live with more comfort. It doesn't have to be overwhelming. It doesn't have to be complicated. It just takes one choice at a time. So here's my challenge to you, start simple. Go to your pantry today. Look at what's inside. If peanuts are sitting there and you're eating them daily, ask yourself, are they helping you or are they quietly making things worse? Cutting back on that one nut could be the small change that leads to big relief. Because that's how health works. It's not about one giant action, it's about the small, steady steps that add up over time. And here's the most important part, there is hope. With awareness, with love, and with consistent care, men over 60 can continue living full, active, meaningful lives. This isn't about giving up your freedom, it's about holding on to it for as long as possible. It's about sleeping better, laughing more, moving with confidence, and knowing you're still in control of your body and your future. You are not powerless. You have choices. And those choices, as small as they may seem, can shape the life you live from this day forward. To bring everything together, let's quickly recap the journey we've taken today. We began by looking at why prostate growth matters. Not just as a medical condition but as something that affects sleep, energy, and dignity. We uncovered the one nut that may silently fuel this problem, showing how even something so small in our diet can have a big impact. We talked about the hidden dangers of daily snacking and how habits that feel harmless can add up over time. Then we looked at the emotional burden, how prostate issues don't just affect the body but also confidence, relationships, and joy in daily living. And finally, we explored how to take control through smarter food choices, regular care, and small but powerful changes. Now I'd love to hear from you. Which nut do you think causes the most trouble for men over 60? Comment your guess below and let's see how many people get it right. Your answers might even help another viewer who's going through the same struggle. If this message spoke to you, if it made you think about your father, your uncle, your grandfather, or even yourself, then consider joining our growing community here. Subscribe to Elderly Advice for Life, where every week we share simple, practical tips designed to help seniors and their families live longer, healthier, and more fulfilling lives. It costs nothing, but the knowledge you gain could change everything. And as we close, let me leave you with this thought. Aging is not a decline, it's a stage of life that can be rich with strength, wisdom, and joy, if we care for the body that carries us through it. Small changes, like avoiding the wrong foods, drinking more water, or simply paying attention, can turn the golden years into truly golden ones. Thank you for being here, for caring enough to listen, and for taking this step toward better health. Stay strong, stay informed, and stay hopeful. This is Elderly Advice for Life, and I'll see you in the next video.